I don't view it purely as taking a discount if the contract we're talking about is not actually available to you until you play another year of basketball. I look at it as Jalen Brunson hedging against catastrophic outcomes while maintaining ultimate long-term upside. This is exactly how I should have described it. You're playing deal or no deal. There's 4 suitcases left, and what is on the board is $10, $100,000, $250,000, and $1 million. And they are saying to you, you can get rid of the $10 one, but we are also taking away the $250,000 one. So the ultimate goal will still be available to you, and you remove all the significant downside, but you're trading, in order to do that, you are trading out the second best possible outcome here, $250,000. What he did by doing this was remove the worst outcome possible entirely and remove the second best outcome, locking in a median outcome and still keeping the upside of the best possible outcome.
Excuse me? What? Was Nick Wright actually being serious here? Because if he was, that was one of the dumbest sports takes that I have ever heard in my entire life. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Nick Wright lying about the contract extension of Jalen Brunson, as he claimed that there was no hometown discount given at all. Jalen Brunson left $113 million on the table as he signed a 4-year, $156.5 million contract in order to stay with the Knicks long term. Despite that, Nick Wright claims that there was no hometown discount given in that deal, as he compared the situation to a deal or no deal game. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So here it is. Are you surprised that Nick Wright lied about the contract extension of Jalen Brunson? Hell no, I'm not surprised that Nick Wright lied about the contract extension of Jalen Brunson, because that's what Nick Wright does. Nick Wright is a pathological liar. This guy is basically bought and paid for by Clutch Sports, and when you listen to Nick Wright talk about LeBron James, it's pretty obvious Nick Wright doesn't know shit about the NBA. Nick Wright only knows how to worship LeBron James as his god. So no, I'm not surprised that Nick Wright lied about the contract extension of Jalen Brunson. The analogy that he used for Jalen Brunson is rather interesting. It's actually not a bad analogy at all. However, it's just not really applicable in this situation, because Jalen Brunson really lost out on a lot of money. Is he still going to be a multi-millionaire? Of course, but there is a huge difference when you lose out on $113 million. That's a massive pay cut. You want to talk about a guy that wants to win a title for his city? That's Jalen Brunson for you in a nutshell. If that's not wanting to win a title in that city, I don't know what is, because he gave up $113 million on the table in order for the Knicks to build a better roster around Jalen Brunson. Are you kidding me? I don't even understand why Jalen Brunson took that deal to begin with. Yes, I know he wants to win one for the city of New York, but damn, that's a massive pay cut. That's not even just a couple of $1 million he left on the table. That's $113 million that he left on the table. That's a lot of money to give up, particularly in the city of New York, where we know the tax rate is really high. You look at how the New York Knicks have built a culture of winning and sustained success, and I really got to give Tom Thibodeau a lot of credit for the rise of the New York Knicks. Yes, I know they made that trade for Mikal Bridges. I'm not a fan of that trade. I don't like the fact that they gave up 5 first-round picks in order to acquire Mikal Bridges from the Brooklyn Nets, but I can understand why they want Mikal Bridges that badly, because Mikal Bridges used to be teammates with Jalen Brunson at Villanova. Obviously, the New York Knicks are trying to build that Villanova chemistry, because not only do they have Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges on the New York Knicks, they also have Donte DiVincenzo and Josh Hart. If that's not chemistry to you, I don't know what is. And this New York Knicks roster right now is looking pretty good, because they've also got OG Anunoby, who's a good player when healthy. And they've got Julius Randle. While not great in the NBA playoffs, he is a pretty good regular season player. The New York Knicks right now have a pretty solid roster. And you know what? The New York Knicks, they might be the second best team in the Eastern Conference when healthy. Hell, the New York Knicks finished with the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference last year, despite having all those injuries, and they were 1 game away from advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2000. So that tells me the New York Knicks are really close. I really believe that this is the year the New York Knicks can get to the Eastern Conference Finals if they can stay healthy. If they can find a way to stay healthy and not deal with injuries, which is easier said than done in a Tom Thibodeau system, the New York Knicks are going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals this year. As far as what I want to talk to you guys about Nick Wright, we all know the guy is a pathological liar. We all know the guy is bought and paid for. This guy is basically the lieutenant of Clutch Sports. Obviously, we all know that Nick Wright does not have the best interest when it comes to objectively analyzing basketball players and talking about basketball games. His takes are awful in general. You look at how the guy constantly hated on the Boston Celtics all year long, and obviously the guy is also a LeBron worshipper. The guy is a Bron sexual. If this was LeBron James that took a $113 million discount, he would have said, oh man, why did the team pay so little to keep LeBron James on the roster? Why did LeBron James take a massive pay cut? I mean, you look at how the guy is already raving about LeBron James taking a $2 million discount in order to stay on the Los Angeles Lakers, just so the Lakers could give the $2 million to Bronny James. Obviously, Bronny James is getting paid 4 years, $7.9 million. You guys go ahead and do the math. So basically, LeBron James didn't even really take a true pay cut. He basically just said, all right, just give me a few million less than the max, and I'm going to give that few million to my son. That's essentially what LeBron James just did on the Los Angeles Lakers. That's not a real pay cut. What Jalen Brunson did was a real pay cut. But I guarantee you, Nick Wright would have been raving about the pay cut of LeBron James on the Los Angeles Lakers, and he would have called that generosity. But because Jalen Brunson does it, now he says it's not because of generosity, it's the expectation. Obviously, he is setting a double standard with the Jalen Brunson take. Obviously, that contract is a steal for the New York Knicks. I don't even know why Jalen Brunson took that deal in the first place. I get wanting to take a hometown discount in order for the team to build a better roster around you, but that's just way too extreme for my liking. And Nick Wright should have realized the New York Knicks got an absolute steal in being able to retain Jalen Brunson at that number. Now they can actually add another role player or two in the long term, and we'll see if the New York Knicks become title contenders sooner rather than later. I'm excited about the future of the New York Knicks. Even though they gave up 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges, the rest of the roster is still really good, and they play hard on both ends of the floor. That's more than you can ask for 25 out of 30 teams in the NBA. And Nick Wright should realize that the New York Knicks have a special gem in Jalen Brunson. The guy has elite intangibles, and for him to leave $113 million on the table, that's really commendable of Jalen Brunson. I couldn't be that generous if I was in Jalen Brunson's position. If I was Jalen Brunson, I would have taken the Supermax, and I would have said, who the fuck cares? That's the approach I would have taken. But you know what? I'm not Jalen Brunson, and that's why Jalen Brunson is in the NBA and I'm not. It's because Jalen Brunson is a great leader of men, and more importantly, he's an excellent basketball player for the New York Knicks, and you know the guy is all in on winning a championship. If giving up $113 million is not going all in for a championship, then I guess you have to change the definition of what going all in for a championship means. So that is why Nick Wright lying about the contract extension of Jalen Brunson was not surprising at all, as his basketball takes have been known to be horrible more often than not. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNashTran and at Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.